Greetings family, peace and love to you and yours. This is Guru and thanks for visiting my channel. This video is about Rachel Dolezal, who was removed from a Martin Luther King event. She was scheduled as a guest speaker in honor of Martin Luther King in North Carolina. Let's go to the story. Family, this article was provided by Newsmax. And with that said, the activist who sparked a furor for passing herself off as a black woman has been crossed off the list of guests slated to speak at an event honoring late civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. in North Carolina. Rachel Dolezal, who resigned as president of a local NAACP chapter last year after it was revealed she was born to white parents despite calling herself African American, was booked to attend Martin Luther King Jr. Dreamfest, a diversity conference in Cary, North Carolina. Well, that's interesting that this was a diversity conference and then she was removed. But I digress. Let's go back. But the News and Observer reports that Gyra Management Group, which signed Dolezal, gave her the heave-ho after being hit with, quote, negative community response. Doug McRaney, Cary's Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Resources, told the newspaper, quote, "We had 2 focus group meetings with citizens and pastors, and I think the feeling was that her presence would take away from the goals of the Dreamfest." Now again, I just read to you that this was a diversity conference, but yet this is what they say. As well, 8 clergy members cited an overwhelmingly negative response of the African American community to her behavior. The 39-year-old activist was scheduled to participate in, quote, a panel discussion on racial identity and race relations with representatives of the NAACP and professors from area universities, unquote, the News and Observer said. Dolezal was serving as an NAACP chapter president in Spokane, Washington in June 2015 when she was ousted by the media as a white woman, knowingly passing as African American. She resigned the position and later admitted she was biologically white but identified with being black. She is currently writing a memoir about the discrimination she says she suffered while living as black. Does that sound familiar to you, family? There was another author, and I think his name was Griffin. I can't remember his full name, but he also was a white person, and what he did was he disguised himself very well as a very black man, and then he went out about and tried to live his life as a black man, and he wrote a book about it. I read the book. It's been some time ago now, so I don't remember it off the top of my head. Nonetheless, I'm sure some of you guys remember the name of that book. This Rachel Dolezal, her memoir reminds me of that book, and I possibly will check it out because I'm curious what her experience was. Anyways, it goes on to say, the tome, which is called In Full Color, Finding My Place in a Black and White World, is being penned with ghostwriter Storms Reback and is set for release by Benbala Books in March. A teaser for the book posted on Amazon says many people see the Howard University graduate as a, quote, race faker, a liar, an opportunist, and crazy bitch. But they don't get to decide who Rachel Dolezal is. Here's what's pretty sad to me is that this is supposed to be a diversity conference, and with all due respect to those pastors, what can we say about the pastors? As if they've been helping the black community. They don't. They do a lot of talking and that's about it. But anyways, and then also they do a lot of brainwashing too. I want to throw that in there too. But I just find it disgraceful that this woman who was the head of an NAACP chapter, she was the president, she did a lot of good for African Americans in the community, and then the media ousted her by claiming that she was a white woman, as if that mattered. Because if you recall, the NAACP, first of all, was started with white people. So I don't see the issue here other than people wanting to get rid of her because obviously she was doing something good for the community. So here we have in 2017, we have pastors once again in the mix of things, and we have other people who want to see something negative with this when, again, this is supposed to be a diversity conference. Black folks, we must do better. That's all I can say. When we have people like Rachel Dolezal who fights for our community, but yet we have black folks who have black skin who do not fight for our community and do not represent our community, we have issues when we outcast people like Rachel Dolezal. I don't know a whole lot about her, but the fact that she was a president of the NAACP chapter in Spokane, Washington, and the fact that I've heard that she did a lot of good in the community until she was ousted and had to resign, is just disgusting. And all I can say is that there's people that work against us and they do whatever they can to make sure that we're kept back. Again, black folks, we have to do better. With that said, I'm going to end this video. You tell me what you think in the comment section, whether you agree or don't. Please like, share, and if you're watching this video, subscribe. Thanks again for watching. Peace and love to you and yours. This is Guru. Take care.